Before I start this video, I just want to say a massive thank you to all the people that pressed subscribe recently and joined my community, joined me on my journey. I recently hit 85,000. We are 15,000 subscribers away from 100,000. It's been a long old journey. We're nearly there. As I'm only a one-man team who researches, plans, films, edits myself, I'd really appreciate it if you watch this video all the way through to the end. It makes a massive difference on how the video performs in the algorithm. If you press that like button, if you're watching on the mobile phone, click that hype button as well. You know, we need to start hyping the videos these days. But yeah, thank you for your support. This video is all about how the Freemasons built arguably the most powerful country in the world. Sit back, relax, and I'll see you lot at the end of the video. Peace.
Early in the morning,
It is a documented fact that the USA was founded and created by Freemasons. The original presidents, the founding fathers, have all been confirmed Freemasons, and their influence is felt as much today as it was back then. In 2017, on October 31st, Halloween to be specific, which isn't a coincidence, that is intentional, 4,000 Freemasons attended the Royal Albert Hall in England to celebrate 300 years since the United Grand Lodge of England was founded. As you can see, it was the largest gathering of Grand Masters ever assembled, with 4,000 Freemasons from 136 different international Grand Lodges. The event was presided over by the Grand Master HRH, the Duke of Kent, who was also celebrating his 50th year as Grand Master. One of the main highlights in the event included a dramatic and musical presentation of Masonic history and values, and aimed to reaffirm the enduring principles of Freemasonry. We are going to watch some of that presentation, some of that play that they performed in front of 4,000 Masons. I actually spoke about this about a year ago on my Patreon page. Feel free to hit the link in the description if you're interested. When you watch this video and watch this play, you'll be shocked and your mind will be blown by the sheer brutal honesty when it comes to detailing the influence of Freemasonry, specifically when it comes to the creation of America. Everything in this video is strictly fact. It cannot be argued against. It cannot be disproven. It's actually coming out of the horse's mouth. It's not a conspiracy. This is just the truth. So I'm going to play segments of the video and then I'm going to stop it, give you some analysis, break it down, carry on watching the video, break it down, carry on watching the video. This video shouldn't be too long. But anyway, let's get into this.
All men are created equal. Indeed, Brother Washington. All Freemasons meet as equals, and we have an opportunity to create a nation in the very essence of Masonic morality.
With freedom and tolerance of all religions and moralities that no government can oppress.
You know, I think it would be a great idea if we wore our Masonic regalia when we're putting in place the foundation stone for the Capitol building.
Freedom of speech too, and the press, the right to peaceful assembly, and... Did you say regalia?
Yes. Well, it would be wonderfully symbolic, don't you think?
You'll be wanting to put the all-seeing eye on our banknotes next.
You think I'm taking it a bit far?
Please don't ask me questions like that, Brother Franklin. You know I cannot tell a lie.
Oh, come on, Brother Washington. Everybody lies occasionally, surely. Especially politicians.
Not me. Not even so much as an alternative fact.
We must all be aware of fake news.
We saw from that segment of the play them talk about the all-seeing eye. They confirmed in jest, in humor, that the all-seeing eye will be on the dollar bill. The all-seeing eye, also known as the Eye of Providence, represents God, or what Freemasons call the great architect of the universe. Now don't get confused between the God that people like me worship and the God that they worship. They worship a very different God. Now this is very important, because some of you may be Freemasons watching, some of you may know Freemasons. But what I'm about to explain right now shows you the higher you get in Freemasonry, the more you ascend up the rankings, the more you get exposed to the actual secrets of the society. And it's heavily rooted in Luciferian ideologies, Satanism. Not only that, occult practices, alchemy, all that stuff. The man on your screen goes by the name of Albert Pike. Albert Pike was a 33rd degree Scottish Rite Mason, and he was one of the most powerful and influential Masons of all time. He even confirms the Luciferian ideologies woven in Freemasonic teachings. I quote, "That which we must say to the crowd is, we worship a God, but it is the God one adores without superstition. To you, Sovereign Grand Inspector General, we say this, and you may repeat it to the brethren of the 32nd, 31st and 30th degrees. The Masonic religion should be by all of us initiates of the higher degrees maintained in the purity of the Luciferian doctrine. If Lucifer were not God, would Adonai, the God of the Christians, whose deeds prove cruelty, perfidy and hatred of man, barbarism and repulsion for science, would Adonai and his priests calumniate him? Yes, Lucifer is God, and unfortunately Adonai is also God. For the eternal law is that there is no light without shade, no beauty without ugliness, no white without black. For the absolute can only exist as two gods, darkness being necessary for light to serve as its foil, as the pedestal is necessary to the statue and the brake to the locomotive. Thus, the doctrine of Satanism is heresy, and the true and pure philosophical religion is the belief in Lucifer, the equal of Adonai. But Lucifer, God of light and God of good, is struggling for humanity against Adonai, the God of darkness and evil. What have I told you guys about the Freemasonic? Checkerboard flooring, black and white, it always represents duality, good and evil, light and dark. Do you see? We can see here from Manly P. Hall, another 33rd degree Freemason. He quotes the same thing. When the Mason learns that the key to the warrior on the block is the proper application of the dynamo of living power, he has learnt the mystery of his craft. The seething energies of Lucifer are in his hands, and before he may step onwards and upwards, he must prove his ability to properly apply this energy. We can see another quote from Masonry Beyond the Light, written by a 33rd degree Mason called William Schnoebelen. He says here, Albert Pike had only specified and unveiled the dogmas of the high grades of all other Masonries, for in no matter what right, the great architect of the universe is not the God worshipped by Christians. This confirms the Freemasonic belief in Lucifer. I don't know why people are surprised. Freemasonry has ties all the way back to the Knights Templar, the very same Knights Templar who were burned at the stake and banished because they were caught worshipping Baphomet. Now the Baphomet is less of a deity and more of an androgynous icon, an icon who represents the unification of both masculine and feminine energies. They believed in the Baphomet as a way of unlocking the magnus opus, or the alchemical great work, which is true spiritual enlightenment, not found from God but found within, to elevate one to the level of a god. These people believe you can become a god on earth through these type of occult teachings.
The people must be free to think what they like as well. We can have no thought police in our new society.
I couldn't agree with you more. Without freedom of thought, there can be no such thing as wisdom.
You know, I do agree with you, though. Foundation stone of our new nation, built on all those principles that we hold dear, perfect in its parts and honorable to the builder.
And the plans for our new capital city already have a very Masonic feel to them. You know, I still don't think Potomac City has enough of a ring to it, though, somehow. Have you given any thought to a name, Brother Washington?
I'm still working on that one.
Good evening, Brother George.
Well, hello, Brother Hiram.
Brother Benjamin.
And who's your friend?
Oh, this is Mr. Aveny, our candidate for initiation into the order. I'm giving him a little introduction into some of our mysteries.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, what a privilege to be shown round by Hiram himself.
Yes, I'm learning a great deal.
And these two gentlemen are founding an entire nation built on our principles.
There we have great promises for our new nation.
We saw from that segment of the dramatic play that Benjamin Franklin says that the Washington city has a very Freemasonic feel. What does he mean by that? Take a look at this video.
Take a look at this painting depicting George Washington laying the cornerstone of the United States Capitol on September 18, 1793.
In this and in other official portraits of the event, George Washington and the other senior figures are all wearing the full regalia of the Order of Freemasons.
Both George Washington and Pierre Charles L'Enfant were Freemasons.
President Washington was a top-ranking Mason, and the history, secrets, and codes of the Masons are embodied in the symbols commonly associated with the order. The pentagram, or blazing star, represents to Masons the shining light of God as seen by Moses when he is given the Ten Commandments. Its southernmost point is touching the White House. And the most important Masonic symbol, the square and compass, representing God the Creator and the architects of the Temple of Solomon. The compass is lying on its side. The top is marked by the streets surrounding the Capitol building. Its left arm points to the White House, and its right to the Jefferson Memorial. The third striking symbol is the Washington Monument.
The Washington Monument is dedicated to George Washington, but is shaped like an Egyptian obelisk, an ancient symbol from Egypt, which connects to the pyramid, and another symbol from ancient Egypt, which we find on the $1 bill. Many of the landmarks, monuments, and memorials are linked really to Masonic symbolism.
The Masonic influence in Washington, D.C. is just overwhelming.
That video, combined with what they said in the play, confirms that not only did French and American Freemasons build Washington, named after a Masonic president, the actual layout of the city is geometric and intentional. The symbols, the Freemasonic symbols, are embedded in the city's infrastructure and architecture. It's interesting that they built an obelisk because there's long been a link between Freemasonry and Egyptian beliefs. It's why Egypt, a belief in Horus is so popular, Osiris. There's a reason why people, these Freemasons, these occultists love Egyptian artifacts and Egyptian gods and all these things, because Egypt is believed to be the birthplace of alchemy. And occultists and many Freemasons believe in alchemy. Remember, alchemy is the great work, the Philosopher's Stone, unlocking true enlightenment through occult practices, not a belief in God. As we've already worked out, if anything, it's a belief in Lucifer.
I wonder if other presidents after me will also be Freemasons.
Well, of course. I mean, I just sort of assumed.
I'm afraid not, Ben, but many will be. And Freemasonry will become embedded in the American culture, and the eye will appear on the banknotes.
Oh, God.
As will your face.
Oh, God.
And in years to come, these principles will be honored with a gift from your French brethren. A gift that will be a welcoming beacon to the poor and oppressed when they journey to your great land. Brother Bartholdi!
I've always liked the French.
What's that?
This is the statue we are giving you.
It's a bit small, isn't it?
Oh, this is a maquette. The real thing is bigger. Much, much bigger. I call her Liberty Enlightening the World.
Catchy. I like her.
I love her. Liberty's what we're all about.
And life.
And life. Life and liberty's what we're all about.
And the pursuit of happiness.
Well, of course, the pursuit of happiness. The pursuit of happiness goes without saying. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
They even bring up Lady Liberty, the gift from France to America. That is a Freemasonic statue. The French sculptor Frederick, who designed it and gave it to America, was a Freemason. You can see he was deeply involved with his Masonic brothers throughout the creation and installation of the Statue of Liberty. He gave a detailed lecture to his lodge in '84, explaining the history and methods used to create the statue.
Forgive me for being naive, but if the people spend all their time pursuing happiness, how on earth can they expect to build a successful nation?
Well, how about life, liberty, labor, and the pursuit of happiness? Labor is just as important as refreshment.
It's the rule of three, Brother Benjamin. Believe me, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness will play much better. Faith, hope, and charity, beauty, truth, strength.
I'm afraid he's right, but as a nation, you will labor hard. You will labor very hard indeed, and you will play hard. America will produce a great many great Americans from many different walks of life and many different fields, and many will be Masons. Sportsmen, actors, writers, soldiers, filmmakers, businessmen, inventors, astronauts.
What on earth is an astronaut?
No, they're not.
I don't follow.
Well, they're not on Earth, they're in space. In fact, Brother Buzz Aldrin was the second man to walk upon the surface of the moon.
That's the best thing I've heard this evening.
What, that a Mason walked on the moon?
Nope, that he was the second man to walk on the moon. See, I told you, people don't always remember who the first person was to do something.
Man on the moon. Amazing. But don't forget the musicians. Do not forget the musicians.
musician.
How could we forget music? Music is a vital part of America's cultural identity.
Introducing the essential elements.
The final part of that video goes into detail about how many Freemasons will eventually grow into this world, will be born into this world from every single industry imaginable. Medicine, sports, acting, music, science, every single industry possible, Freemasons will have their handprints on it. They go into detail about the second man on the moon who actually went on to plant a Freemasonic flag on the moon, allegedly, if we even got to the moon. But a Freemason was the second person on the moon alongside Neil Armstrong. Interesting. So we've got Freemasons who have influenced the world the way we know it, who are essentially Satanists. You know what I'm saying? It's truly, truly insane. Now, there's many people who believe that Freemasons are simply charitable people, old men and old women, because women can be Freemasons. Don't let them convince you that they can't. They have their own little, they have their own lodges and their own organizations, but they believe it's just old white people who sit around and meet every couple of months. Trust me, it's not. 90+% of Freemasons have no idea what their society even does. They have no idea what the higher ranks include, the higher ranks involve. I'm going to read one more quote from Albert Pike. The blue degrees, which are the lowest ones, the blue degrees are but the outer court or portico of the temple. Part of the symbols are displayed there to the initiate, but he is intentionally misled by false interpretations. It is not intended that he shall understand them, but it is intended that he shall imagine he understands them. Wow. Wow. Their true explication is reserved for the adepts, the princes of masonry. The whole body of the royal and sacerdotal art was hidden so carefully centuries since in the higher degrees as that it is even yet impossible to solve many of the enigmas which they contain. It is well enough for the mass of those called Masons to imagine that all is contained in the blue degrees, and whoso attempts to undeceive them will labor in vain, and without any true reward violate his obligations as an adept. Masonry is the veritable sphinx, another Egyptian reference, buried to the head in the sands heaped round it by the ages. He literally explains that the lower level Freemasonries, the Freemasons that walk on a day-to-day basis, who meet with their brethren and do this, that and the other, they have no idea what it is that Freemasons really believe and what they really do. Do you understand? It's so interesting. Just because you work at BP or Apple as a tech in the store, do you think you know the real history of the organization you work for? Do you have any idea what the SLT, the senior leadership team, have and their intentions for the world? Of course you don't. You're just a cog in a machine. The exact same way Freemasons are. Most of the lower levels are literally nobodies. They have no idea the true kind of esoteric knowledge that their society has when you get higher in the degrees, you feel me? And it was these very same 33rd degree Masons that created America. So if the foundation of America was created by Freemasons, why do people find it so hard to believe that they're still not powerful? We were not born in a vacuum, guys. We are a product of everything that's come before us. History is the most important subject in the world. Don't let the boring curriculum that we learn in school about King Henry VIII and his dead wives or whatever convince you that history's boring. History is the most important subject in the world. You can see exactly where we are and where we're going based on where we've been. And it's clear that Freemasons are more powerful than ever. They literally founded America, created it in their image. Anyway, guys, if you made it this far, I need to see who my real ones are. If you can comment 3 light bulb emojis, yeah, I'd really appreciate it, because we shine light on this darkness. We expose the truth. So 3 light bulb emojis. I know you made it all the way to the end. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive. Stay safe, stay blessed, and stay vigilant, guys. I'll see you lot at the next video. Peace.